Yep. Like I say though, still I came out of it like a hero. Like my plan worked. I had my 7 year backup plan, and even though they say I lost, I didn't lose. I came back writing in hard with my America. Like I say, they weren't really attacking Germany per se. I had already lost Germany. Germany fell like 2 years before the war ended. It was under occupation, black occupation, and they were the slaves of the black people that were there, pretty much, and they had a foothold. And so, you know, I was getting, back then, this is like 1920 or so, like that, or 1890, somewhere around there. I think 1920 about. I was writing back in. It was like Churchill would have been like 5 years old or so when all this was happening. He witnessed it, and I think that they show this video of him pointing on the map, and they say this is Churchill running the war. It's like, no, this is Churchill saying about what happened when he was a child. Nixon and other people would always like change the videos around and try and twist facts and all that kind of stuff. It's like, no, that was Churchill saying about what he had seen when he was a child and where the fighting was, because he was still barely, he was alive. He was just barely alive, but he was alive. He was probably 5 or 2 years old or 3 years old when all this stuff was going down, and what was happening. Like, it was a long, 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 long time ago. Like Nixon and JFK were trying to say, oh yeah, it just happened. It's like, no, actually, this happened almost before Churchill was born. This is my epic, whatever. Anyway, and so, like I say, it was long before JFK ever came along. That's why I say I'm the hero, not JFK. JFK was just a piece of shit that, tried to get it going again. And I was like, I don't know, you don't. And he was a little reign of terror himself. And pretty much, anyway, though. So we had to put him down. So anyway. This video of some guy, like, I think they took over a school for a while. What JFK did was much smaller, and that was just because America owned Germany, or had retaken Germany finally. Finally, I'd retaken Germany. Like 1890, 1910 is when I retook Germany, and I retook it just before JFK was around. JFK was around. Just before I had retaken Germany, we went in there, and we went in there like pros, basically, and we hit it hard with battleships and everything. Anyway, by the time JFK came along, all those ships were old. They were already mothballed practically. Pearl Harbor was dead silent. It had been dead silent for 50 years, like when JFK came along. The war was already over. We had already retaken Germany and everything else like that. Like, that's why Nixon was lying so much. Like the war has been over for 75 years or 50 years. Like, there was no real war. It was more than some piece of shit fake president running around raping girls and having sex and using, because America owned so much, he was able to just cruise around on this whole thing pretending like there was a war happening, and there wasn't a war happening. The war had happened, already happened long before he ever came along and been over. I took Germany and came down with Russia, and it was a long bloody fight, but I was the hero. JFK was trying to say that he was a hero, and it's like, no, 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 no. Just because he was more public, and he just used a lot of video cutting to make it look like he was a hero. But it's like, he was never a hero. They had already lost. Anyway, so, yeah, I mean, Churchill, that the picture of Churchill pointing on the map, that was Churchill telling about what he had seen when he was a child. And JFK was trying to say, yes, Churchill, the great leader, the last president. Now I'm the president, he was saying, and blah, blah. It's like, he was just a fucking idiot, young kid. Piece of shit, and just slicing and dicing and film to make something look like it had happened. But it had already happened long before. Like he was actually doing something over there in Germany. Like some stuff, he's making it look like stuff was happening in Germany, but stuff wasn't actually happening in Germany. Jeremy would have been like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? We rebuilt. And he was just resplicing and showing it in town and showing it to people like it was happening right now. We have to go over there and do something about it. And realistically, he was just trying to be a conqueror himself, only with lies. He was trying to start another war, which actually didn't really, like, JFK never had a war. He was never a part of a war. There was no war there. More than maybe the Vietnam War. The World War II was already over by the time Churchill and all those other people were young little kids. They were like 2 years old, and it was finally we had won the war. I had won the war, and my plans worked. Like I said, I was going to come back around and come back down from Russia and come back around with America or China, basically all gone onto Germany. Basically, raid it, and we did raid it. It was a big battle, and I won. I had backup plans. So, and then JFK comes along and he just splices and dices all the film together to make it look like he's fighting this war and there's this war over there and they're winning or something like that. And it's like, anybody who was over there was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But only in America did you think that anything was going on. So, anyway, making Churchill look like this general that's currently doing things. It's like, no, he was just talking about when, if you do a voiceover, so, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah. Everybody would look in Timon's face and go, that fucking idiot. Like, yeah. He was getting a lot of pussy, and a bunch of black people were with him, and they were just shooting people, and pretty much, they knew he was going to get shot for what he was doing, but they didn't care. Like, the black people were just laughing because it's like, stupid fucking kid. And like I said, the public, of course, just went, a lot of people killed him. He was a piece of shit. There were a lot of pieces of shit running around, but, whatever. So, anyway, yeah. So, anyway, it's just splicing and dicing a lot of video together, and it's like, well, I fought the war, I won the war, I'm a hero. Always was a hero, so, yeah. Anyway. And JFK was just lying to a bunch of kids. Yeah, and then later on some Vietnam vets went over there to try and get some money for themselves by taking over some factories. And eventually they would get squeezed out. Because America originally controlled everything in America. Well, everyone loved America. Because America had won the war. And so had Russia. So everyone loved America and Russia and even China. Like, they all helped out a little bit, and we had retaken Germany and pushed back the black people. And then rebuilt. So, and then Churchill on that film was showing all the positions and all the things and everything that happened when he was 80 years old, about what had happened when he was a kid. So, yeah. And then JFK just respliced it into this film and started showing a bunch of kids at school. And started this whole thing going. But it was all smoke and mirrors. So, anyway. Realistically, JFK just wanted to kill me. So he could be president or something. So. Whatever.